Hello once again. Myself Dr. Harshini, Associate Professor, SJBIT. This is the third video under Strategic Management, Module 1 Introduction. In earlier videos, I had covered meaning, nature, importance, relevance, characteristics of strategic management. And previous video I started and I covered three phases of strategic management process, and in this video, the third video, I'll be continuing with the strategic management process, and I'll throw some light on relationship between company strategy and its business model, and if possible I'll take a case study. Well, as I said, I had covered three phases of strategic management process in my previous video number 2, and here in this video I'll be continuing with that. Let me just recall about the key elements of strategic management process. Well, strategic management is broadly concerned with how an organization's leader create and implement goals. The process of strategic management involves considering how resources such as money, personal and time impact the environment in which the organization operates. There are four key elements of strategic management process, that is environmental scanning, strategy formulation, strategy implementation and strategy evaluation. Environmental scanning is the foundational step in the strategic management process that involves taking a deliberate look at how internal and external factors affect the success of an organization. For example, a company can look at how its human resources data, including employee turnover rates and staff satisfaction, have an impact on the organization's performance. Same organization might also look externally at its competition within the industry to determine at which level it can compete. So this might involve creating SWOT analysis or strength or SWOT analysis. Understanding the SWOT analysis is an important baseline for future strategic plan. And then once an organization has done its environmental scan, identified its SWOT, it can then move on to formulating or drafting its strategies. These should be based on improving key competencies outlined in the SWOT. For instance, an organization might want to capitalize on a new market opportunity or increase its foothold in a particular technological arena. The important thing to remember is that a strategy should give the organization a sense of direction. This is what is commonly called strategic direction, which business coach Steve Robbins says on his website. And what the future looks like for a company, and making sure that all its leaders are on board to take it to the next level. And once a strategy plan has been formulated, then it is up to the organization's leadership to put that strategy into action. This is called strategic implementation. And it's all about creating specific action plans for how the strategies will be achieved. Suppose a company wants to introduce a new customer relationship management system. The managers would need to set up clear steps towards the implementation of the CRM system. This might eventually turn into dozens of baby steps that each add up to taking the organization in a new direction. Of course, one of the elements of proper strategic management is making sure that all of the resources, be it human or material, are available to successfully implement new strategic direction. And it might seem that the organizational job is done once it has successfully implemented a strategic plan. But there is actually still work to be done in evaluating the strategies longevity and effectiveness. Evaluation is an ongoing part of strategic management process because it allows the company's leaders to quantitatively and qualitatively evaluate the impact the new strategy has on both the day-to-day workflow and on the company's broader strategic direction. In some cases, it may be even more necessary for an organization to rethink its strategy and start the process all over again. So then, coming to this is the overall picture of strategic management process. Now talking about implementation and executing strategy, which is fourth phase in the strategic management process. Well, managing the implementation and execution of strategy is an operations oriented, make things happen actively make things happen actively aimed at performing core business activity in a strategic supportive manner. It's easily the most demanding and time consuming part of the strategy. Converting strategic plans into action and results tests a manager's ability to direct organizational change, motivate people, build and strengthen company competencies and competitive capabilities, create and nurture a strategy supportive work climate, and meet or beat performance targets. Each company manager has to think through the answer to what has to be done in my area to execute my piece of the strategic plan, what actions should I take to get the process underway, and how much internal change is needed depends on how much of the strategy is new. How far internal practices and competencies deviate from what the strategy requires. How well the present work climate or culture supports good strategy. Well, execution process includes following principal aspects, that is, as you can see on the slide, building a capable organization, allocating resources to strategy critical activities, establishing strategy supportive policies, instituting best practices and programs for continuous improvement, installing information, communication, and operating systems, motivating people to pursue the target objectives, tying rewards to achievement of results, creating a strategy supportive corporate culture, exerting the leadership necessary to drive the process forward and keep improving. Well, this is about the fourth phase, implementation and executing strategy. Then coming to the fifth phase, that is evaluating performance and making corrective adjustments. Well, the fifth phase of strategic management process, monitoring new external developments, evaluating the company's progress, and making corrective adjustments is the trigger point for deciding whether to continue or change the company's vision, objectives, strategy, or strategic execution methods. So long as the company's direction and strategy seem well matched to industry and competitive conditions, the performance targets are being met. Company executives may well decide to stay the course. If a company experiences a downturn in its marketing position or persistent shortfalls in performance, then company managers are obligated to ferret out the causes. Do they relate to poor strategy execution, or both, and take timely corrective actions? The level of strategy includes corporate strategy, business strategy, functional area strategy. You can see the picture, the image here clearly given, which talks about the level of strategy, starting with the lower level at the functional level, next level being business level, business strategy, and corporate strategy. Well, functional area strategies it concerns the actions, approaches, and practices to be employed in managing particular functions or business processes or key activities within a business. A company's marketing strategy, for example, represents the managerial game plan for running the sales and marketing part of the business. Functional strategies add specifics to the house of business level strategy. They aim at establishing or strengthening a business unit's competencies and capabilities in performing strategy critical activities so as to enhance business market position and standing with customers. The primary role of a functional strategy is to support the company's overall business strategy and competitive approach. Then coming to business strategy, it concerns the actions and approaches crafted to produce successful performance in one specific line of business. The key focus is crafting responses to changing marketing situations and initiating actions to strengthen market position, build competitive advantage, and develop strong competitive capabilities. The business head has at least two other strategy related roles. They are seeing that lower level strategies are well convinced, consistent, and adequately matched to the overall business strategy. And second one, getting major business level strategies approved by corporate level officers and sometimes the board of directors, and keeping them informed of emerging strategic issues. Now coming to the corporate strategy, it consists of the kinds of initiatives the company uses to establish business position in different industries. The approaches corporate executives pursue to boost the combined performance of the set of the business the company has diversified into, and the means of capturing cross business synergies and turning them into competitive advantage. Senior corporate executives normally have led responsibility for devising corporate strategy. Major strategic decisions are usually reviewed and approved by the company's board of directors. So this is about the level of strategies. A strategy plan is the sum of a strategic vision, objectives, and strategy. Strategic planning is a process in which strategic planning is a process in which organizational leaders determine their vision for the future as well as identify their goals and objectives for the organization. Strategic plans lays out the company's future direction, performance, targets, and strategy. Now, company strategy, it relates broadly to its competitive initiatives and action plan for running the business, how to grow the business, how to please customers, how to outcompete rivals, how to respond to changing marketing conditions, and how to achieve targeted levels of performance. Okay, so already spoke about or discussed about the corporate level strategy. Let me just read it once again. At this level, strategic decisions relate to organization-wide policies and are taken care by top-level management, that's board of directors, with a vision of determining whether the company wants to be, where the company wants to be. And it has mainly two aspects. One is formulation of strategy and strategy implementation. Nature of strategy at this level tends to be value-oriented, conceptual, and other levels than any other levels. There's also great risk, cost, and profit potential, as well as greater need for flexibility associated with this level. Major financial policy decisions involving acquisition, diversification, and structural redesigning belongs to this level. Then coming to business level strategy, it is more likely related to unit within the unit. It's concerned with competition in the market. Concerns are about what products or services should be developed and offered to which market in order to meet customer needs and organizational objectives. At this level, multifunctional strategies developed at corporate level are formulated and implemented for specific product market in which the business operates. Thus, managers at this level translate general directions and intent into concrete functional objectives. Discussions at this level include policies involving new product development, marketing mix, research and development, and personnel, etc. Then coming to functional or operational level strategy. Functional strategy involves decision making with respect to specific functional areas, production, marketing, personal, finance, etc. While corporate and business level strategies are concerned with doing the right thing, functional strategies stress on doing things right. While operational level strategy is concerned with strategic approaches for managing front-line operating units like plants and sales, for handling day-to-day tasks of strategic significance like advertisement campaign, purchasing material, inventory control, maintenance, etc. Thus, its focus on how the different functions of enterprise contribute to other levels of strategy. This functional level marketing strategy is the management of relatively narrow area of activity, which are of vital, pervasive, and continuing importance to the local organization. Coming to the relationship between company strategy and its business model. Well, what is the relationship between strategy and business model? A company's business model is management's storyline for how the strategy will be a money maker. The storyline sets forth the key components of enterprise business approach, indicates how revenues will be generated, and makes a case for why the strategy can deliver value to customers in a profitable manner. A company's business model thus explains why its business approach and strategy will generate ample revenues to cover costs and capture a profit, deals with the company's competitive initiatives and business approaches. Now coming to business model. Well, as I said, relationship between company strategy and business model. Strategy deals with company's competitive initiatives and business, whereas business model concerns whether revenue and cost flowing from the strategy demonstrate business can be amply profitable and viable. Okay, here are some more details about the relationship in company strategy and its business model. Well, business model, all right. So here, a business strategy is a deliberate vision to get towards a desired long-term goals, whereas business model is a great tool to execute a business strategy. Yet, while achieving long-term goal, a business strategy set as vision, mission, and value proposition that can be executed through several possible business models. When one of the drafted business models encounters the favor of the market, that is when a business strategy becomes successful. As you can see, business model being defined and presented this way. It refers to company's plan of action for profit, and it includes revenue, cost, profit, economics. So here are some examples of business model of LinkedIn, and I've even included business model of Paytm. I think that you can have a look at. This is how the business model is been prepared by the companies of Paytm and LinkedIn, which I've included that in the slide. You can go through later. Talking about the business model relationship between company strategy and its business model. Here are some more things about business model. The term business model refers to company's plan for making a profit. It identifies the products and services the business plans to sell. It identifies target market and anticipated expenses. Business models are important for both new and established business. They help new developing companies attract investment, recruit talent, and motivate management and staff. Established businesses should regularly update their business model or they'll fail to anticipate trends and challenges ahead. Business model also helps investors evaluate companies that interest them and employees understand the future of company that they may aspire to join. Well, then, a business model is a company's core strategy for profitably doing business. Models generally include information like products or services the business plans to sell, target markets, and any anticipated expenses. There are dozens of types of business models, including retailers, manufacturers, fee of service, or free premium providers also. Two levels of business models are pricing and cost. When evaluating a business model as an investor, consider whether the product being offered matches a true need in the market. Regarding understanding a business model is a high level plan for profitably operating a business in a specific marketplace. A primary component of a business model is value proposition. This is a description of the goods or service that a company offers and why they are desirable to customers or clients, ideally started in a way that differentiates the products or service from its competitors. Regarding evaluating successful business model, common mistake many companies make when they create business model is to underestimate the cost of funding the business until it becomes profitable. Counting cost to the introduction of product is not enough. Company has to keep the business running until its revenue exceeds its expenses. Well, there are different types of business models are there. There are many types, which, for instance, direct sale, franchise, advertising based, brick and mortar stores, or few of the examples for traditional business model. There are hybrid models as well, such as business that combine internet retail with brick and mortar stores or with sporting organizations like NBA. So, few examples, as I said, are retailer, manufacturer, free for service, subscription, freemium, bundling, marketplace, affiliate, razor blade, or some of them which can be taken as example for building business models. Well, I hope I'm clear with this. I covered phase 4 and 5 of strategic management process, and also spoke enough and hope it's clear regarding the relationship between company strategy and business model. So as I told you, the purpose of strategic management process, since it's very important, plays a key role in the success of organization. As its name suggests, this process involves making and implementing strategic decision to meet objectives. It defines steps that need to go through to bring vision to life and ignite business growth. Strategic management process can give a competitive edge. And let me revise again regarding the strategic management process. 5-step approach includes defining your objective, analyzing the current situation, and developing a strategy. Then it must be implemented. The strategy must be implemented and monitoring the results. The purpose of strategic management is to help business meet its objectives, and it outlines the action and decision that allows an organization to achieve its objectives or goals. So let me tell you, the importance of strategic management in today's business environment is well recognized, and the strategic management process has, as explained, have several process, mainly five process, which include situational analysis. And whether small business or a corporation, everyone have to reap the benefit of strategic management, so they have to implement their practice, report, increase productivity and operational efficiency, accelerate the growth and greater revenue. Well, strategic plan will ensure that the goals are realistic and aligned with the company's internal source. Well, I hope I'm clear with this, with the concepts of strategic management process and relationship between company strategy and its business model. So that's it right now in this video. In next video, I'll be continuing with the second module of strategic management process, strategic management subject. Thank you.